Okay, so if you're a reasonable parent and your ex is a problem, you probably don't want to behave the same as them. You want to be the better person, the person acting in your child's best interests. Now, do you know what? You can't control your ex, but you can control yourself. I'm Stephen Wade. I've worked in family law for 17 years now. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly in the family courts. I'm also a parent that went through a family law case myself for 5 long years, and I've seen it, done it, and got the court order. And I'm going to tell you what works and what doesn't work unvarnished. Now, guys, look, I'm going to give you 7 tips, 7 things that you can do to not fight your ex. And no sniggering at the back. I get it. Your ex is an awful person. You're the reasonable one, right? So I'm talking to you, not your ex. The first one is ask yourself, how would I feel if my ex did or said to me what I'm doing to them? How would you feel if your ex said, well, I got the passport first to stop you getting it? How would the ex say, how would you feel if your ex said to you, you'll see the kids when I say so? How about you're not seeing the kids until you've proved yourself to me as a good parent? How would it be if you said to your ex, you'll see the kids when I say so? It's a great question. Now, do you know what? Maybe your ex is the problem here, but I'm telling you, you can try and dial things up or you can try and dial them down. There's a sad truth here, guys. If you give someone no other option, they're going to take it. If I was in a situation where an ex-partner said to me, if you don't do as I say, you just ain't seeing the kids, and if I thought my ex was unreasonable, I would put an application in the court as soon as look at you, and we'd both end up in court because I'd have nothing to lose. The second one I would say is ask yourself, when you say I do something, is it really in the best interest of your child, or is it because it's all about what you want or how you see it as fair? The court's not interested in you guys. The court is not interested in what you want, what you see as fair. It's in the best interest of your children. Now, you can fight the court tooth and nail. You can fight CAFCASS, social services, your ex. But if you are doing anything other than in your child's best interest, I'm guaranteeing you, you're going to come out second in this argument. The courts can smell ball a mile off. And if you're the one who's delivering it, they're going to know it. So look, ask yourself, in any given situation, is this really in my child's best interests? Try and take the emotion out of it. If you've got a solicitor, that's what they're for. If you've got someone like me by your side, I will tell you. I'm not the sort of guy to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear, whether you like it or not. The next one is, are you doing it because of the best interest of the child, or is it because of the principle? Is it because you want to know you want the ex to know what it feels like? Serious, guys, it kind of relates to the previous point, but I see that every single day. If you're doing it because of the principle, the court will see that. It's blindingly obvious. You might think that that you're clever and you're not going to be able to you're going to be able to pull it over the wall, over the court's eyes, but I'm guaranteeing you're not. There is nothing new under the sun, including people coming up with excuses in the family court. Hey, I've seen it 1,000 times. I'm guaranteeing you the judge will have seen it 1,000,000 times. They're going to know as soon as look at you. If you ever watch Judge Judy, well, it's a bit dramatic, but if you notice how she gets to the point, that's exactly how it is in court. The next one is ask yourself, will it impress or annoy the judge? Look, the judge is the person that makes the orders. As a general rule, if you want to convince someone, you don't annoy them. So you can fight if you want, you can tell the judge like it is, you can say that the courts are corrupt, you can say they've got loads of legitimate power, you can bang on to the judge and tell him like it is and he's got nothing that you can say. I'm going to guarantee you that when you've done that and you've said it and you've finished speaking, the court's going to make the order based on what your behaviour is. And if you've wasted your time not talking about your child's best interests, well, the court will make the order and you're probably not going to like it. The next one is, does what you're fighting for really matter? Is it a hill worth dying on? Is this going to matter in 5 years? I'm going to guarantee you that just about everything you worry about isn't going to matter in 5 years' time. Well, and I'm working on the principle that you're the normal, reasonable human being who lets things go and moves on for a brighter, happier future, yeah? I'm guaranteeing you 99 times out of things of what you're worrying about, 99% of the things you're fighting over don't actually matter. The good thing about this is that if you are careful about what you decide to fight on, what you decide what the red lines are, it reduces the number massively. You worry less and you'll be able to focus purely on the big things. And that includes not worrying about complaints against social services or trying to bring down the whole family law system. Never works, guys. The next one is what I'm doing or saying going to make it more or likely less to land back in court? Now, I find though that people find court very stressful. Hey, I did. I used to puke in my way to court hearings. Do you really want to end up in court again? It's not nice. It's expensive. It's time consuming. It's upsetting. And it's completely unnecessary, because you know what? People only end up in family courts when they don't work together with their ex. And as again, yes, I get it. You're the reasonable one. Your ex is the unreasonable one. So this is in your hands. All it takes is one of you to be unreasonable, and before you know it, you're back in court. Make sure you're not the unreasonable one. And the final one is, will this make my ex trust me more or less? You want to trust your ex. If your ex has got the kids, you're going to want to know where they've been spending their time. You're going to want to know that who they're spending the time with, but not if you trust your ex. Because you'd say, well, you know what? We might have our differences, but I know my ex is going to look after the kids and only act in their best interest, like I am. And you're going to say to your ex, I hope it all went well. And your ex will say, yep, no problem. Maybe he or she had a cold, but we all sorted it, and I'll see you next week. Imagine that. Imagine if you're having your ex as an ally rather than an enemy. Now look, I get it, right? Yeah, you've got the worst ex in the world, and it's amazing. I speak to a dozen people a day who have all got the same worst ex in the world. Perhaps it's all the same person, but I doubt it. The point is, you have got the ability to make or break your own case, and you'll make or break your own situation. You could be the reasonable person for 1,000 years and your ex will still be the unreasonable one, but you have to start somewhere. And you know what? If you want the court to see how things are, and the court sees that one person is reasonable, child focused, fair, calm, proportionate and honest, and the other person is out to cause as many problems as possible, fighting fire with fire, trying to score points on the ex, using every opportunity to try and tear the other person down, who's going to be the better parent as the court sees it? Choice is yours.